Hi everyone, my name is Dari and all I do is to share my knowledge with you in poultry farming. In this video, I'll be showing you how I receive my day one birds, my broilers, and how I acclimatize them. Also, I'll be showing you everyday video of them from now till 42 days. So if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, use this medium to subscribe, like this video and share. Every day you'll be getting a video update on these birds. We are going to do them together. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe and get notification daily. Now let's go. So we are going to be brooding them using brooder. Brooder is a medication that consists of probiotic, amino acid, minerals, vitamins and electrolytes. So with this brooder you don't need to add any other medication. This is enough to acclimatize them on arrival. It contains all what they need. So we'll be using brooder to brood them. If you don't have access to brooder, you can get any medication that contain the same composition, but you can get this brooder from any of our sales representative around the globe. So this is our birds that just arrived. They are rows 308 from Agrited Hatchery, and the supplier is Mr. Anthony. This is phone number. He can supply you anywhere you are in Nigeria. Just give him a call. So to brood this, the weather is very cold now in the northern part of Nigeria, so there's a need to warm your brooding room before the birds arrive. The reason why you see we are using charcoal. This is a small scale brooding, so we are going to use charcoal to brood. If you are brooding above 500 birds, 1000 birds, then you can use your gas brooder, but for small scale it's more economical to use charcoal. So we are going to be brooding them, but meanwhile, since we'll be checking their daily weight, there's a need for us to mark those one we'll be weighing for, so that we'll be repeating weighing same birds, and we'll check the progress on their weight gain as time goes on. So we'll be marking them, and so that we can repeat same thing the following day, and that's how it will continue. Remember, this cold period, if you are to brood, make sure you control your temperature. It is very vital. When the temperature is very cold and you are brooding in a very cold temperature without controlling the room temperature and humidity, your birds might not grow. They might turn to runt even if you get original birds. The reason being that the bird system will not be freely converting feed to flesh. They will be trying to grow further quickly just to cover themselves and keep themselves warm. So at the end of the day, you'll be having runt as birds. So you have to control the temperature. In as much as you are to provide it, don't provide it in excess. If you know you can't manually gauge the temperature, there's a need for you to buy room thermometer for you to be able to control the room temperature and humidity. So don't turn your brooding room to an oven. It will affect your bird at the same time, and at the same time as you are trying to provide the warmth, make sure there is ventilation as well. There is difference between warm and ventilation. Don't shut down ventilation in your brooding room. Let there be ventilation as you are keeping the place warm. So the two goes together for a proper brooding to be achieved. So have that in mind to have a very good brooding this cold season. So we'll be checking, as we say, we'll check them and we'll find the average arrival weight just using 2 per carton as a sample. So the arrival weight after checking everything and divide by 10, we're having 38.2 gram as the arrival weight of these birds. So as you can see, one of the techniques I use in brooding my birds is I don't use feeding tray at arrival. What I do is I sprinkle feed on the brooding paper for them to have access to at least the first 8 hours before introducing them to feeder. This sprinkling of feed on the brooding paper will allow them to have access to feed at the same time, simultaneously, anywhere the birds are in the brooding room. As you can see them now, they are fending for themselves on the brooding paper. Anywhere the bird is, they will have access to feed. And as you all know, the first 8 hours feed that your birds have access to have a lot to say on their growth. It have a big impact on their growth and they are health-wise. So I don't joke with it at all. Anywhere they are to have feed, access to feed. They don't have to struggle to look for feeder or where to get feed from. There's feed on the paper, on the brooding paper. This at least for the first 8 hours, as you can see them fending on the paper for themselves, and before you know, they'll be done feeding those feed. Then before we introduce them to the feeder, and as they are feeding on the ground, they will be feeding in the feeder till they finish the one on the brooding paper. So, and at the same time, there's our medication. Water is prepared, so they will locate it and they will drink at their convenience. So this is one of the way techniques I use in brooding mine. If yours is working for you, why not continue with yours? I'm just showing you my experience and sharing my knowledge with you. So this is how we acclimatize them to the brooding room. As you can see, they are not calling together because the room temperature is very okay, and they are freely moving. The outside is very cold, very cold here in the north, but the room temperature is controlled, and the relative humidity is very okay. There's ventilation coming in and going out at the same time. So all these things must be checked for a proper brooding. So this is the evening of same day. As you can see them, I've introduced feeder because the feed on the brooding paper is almost finished. So I've introduced them to feeder, and they are eating both on the ground and from the feeder. So they are getting used to the feeder as they are feeding on the ground. This is the following day morning. As you can see them, they are healthy, and over the night we had zero mortality, no mortality at all. So we'll be day 1 results, the first 24 hours results, their weight gain, and the record on the birds will be out soon. If you are yet to subscribe, use this medium to subscribe so that you get notification and follow up on this practical.